So, for the record, state your name.
Sam Beck.
And your occupation?
I'm a private investigator. Specialize in missing person cases.
And your last case, there was some difficulty?
That's one way of putting it. I honestly don't know where to begin.
I find it best to start with how you got the case.
It's that simple, huh?
Yes, Mr. Beck, it is.
I got a call about 2 days ago. I haven't had a case in over a month. Bills were stacking up, mortgage was late, and child support. Please, don't even let me get started on that. Things looked bad till I got that call. It was quick and to the point. Anonymous, male, wanted me to track down a woman named Amanda Ross. Believed she was behind the death of her son. Large life insurance payout. I'd get $20,000 for proof that her son was still alive or she was behind his death. Done deal. I did all the required internet searches. Hardly any social media presence. No email, no work history, no school history. Looked bad until I got a hit. A Dr. Camille Price, grief counselor, had a blog that A. Ross responded to. Decided I'd pay the session a visit.
There are different stages to grief. Denial, anger, depression, and finally acceptance. Each of these emotions are extremely strong, and sometimes it's hard to go through your day-to-day life with them. Losing a loved one is a life-altering experience.
My husband was killed in a car crash in Hawaii 2 years ago. His body was so badly burned it was almost unrecognizable. He was a controlling, abusive man, but he did not deserve that. I find myself struggling with mixed emotions of regret, sorrow, and hate. The things he did to me, the lies. But he still didn't deserve to die like that.
You're right, he didn't. Nobody deserves to die like that. What you're feeling is empathy. And it's okay. He suffered. But you suffered too. You're strong. And now you have to be strong for your son.
You're right. I will be strong for him.
What are you doing here, Sam?
Just following a lead, detective. What are you doing here, aside from stealing oxygen?
Ready with the insults?
Look, it's not my fault you got kicked off the force, okay? What was it again? Right, you cheated on your wife with the deputy commissioner's wife. Sam, you're a nasty little piece of shit.
Look, I'm not here to air out dirty laundry. Baby, you got plenty.
Fair enough. So for old time's sake, what's your deal?
You saw that redhead? It's Amanda Ross. She took out a large life insurance policy on her son right before his disappearance. Someone thinks she's behind it.
Amanda Ross. Yeah, that's who I gotta go interview. You remember Patterson?
Yeah, big, bold, built like a football player.
Yeah, he was murdered last week. He was working the Amanda Ross case.
No way. Really?
Yeah. So I'll let you grovel in the dirt, pretending you're still a detective. But you get anything on that Patterson murder, you better let me know, understand?
You find anything about the missing child, you'll let me know.
Agreed. I'm going to schedule a one-on-one session with you. Okay, Joseph, he's fantastic. He cuts really right to the heart of your grief.
Thank you. That would be great. I'm free anytime this week.
The sooner the better. How's tomorrow afternoon?
Sounds good to me.
Amanda Ross, we need to talk.
I hung in the background pretending I wanted to talk to Dr. Price, watching as Angela played 20 questions with Amanda. Mostly intel about her last contact with Patterson. I almost lost interest in Angela's bad cop routine when the golden nugget dropped.
I'll be finally gathering my son's belongings from the school tomorrow morning. I can meet you at your office before my private session.
Where did your son go to school?
St. Bartholomew.
A cursory check placed Mark Hogan as the teacher for Amanda's son, Drake. He was a veteran who served in Hawaii.
Mark Hogan? As in the 400-meter Olympic run? I'm such a fan.
I'm sorry, you've got the wrong person.
Are you sure? Because you look just like him.
I'm not sure who you have me mistaken for, but I'm late, so please excuse me.
You weren't in such a rush when Detective Patterson was asking you questions, were you?
Detective Patterson? Who are you?
Care to answer some questions?
Detective Patterson was supposed to stop by again in person to pick up Drake's file, but he never showed. I suppose you want that file now?
Yeah, I'll take it. Thanks. So, says here little Drake was having behavioral problems. Acting up in school. You referred him for psychiatric counseling. Why?
I'm not sure I should be saying this.
I can come back here with a warrant, start searching into your private life. Everybody has little skeletons. So, what's yours? I don't think your school would take you kindly knowing that the teacher of the year had these dating habits. Excuse me? Coco Noir? My wife wears that. Dates that?
You don't have to tell anyone, please. Okay, fine. Drake was a troubled kid. He kept starting fights. His father died in the army, and I guess that caused problems anyway. One day while in class, he said he was going to join his father. Naturally, this was cause for concern. And that's when I got in touch with the guidance counselor. She called the psychiatrist's mother recommended. Camille Price. A doc- You won't say anything, right?
Lip sealed, Mom. Lip sealed.
What's he doing here?
Sam, you have some nerve.
You want the file or what?
What about I arrest you? Interference with an active investigation.
Calm your pip, Angie. We had a deal.
Our deal did not include you interrogating a potential suspect.
She's a suspect now?
Just give me the file. Listen and shut up. You got 3 questions, Sam. 3, understood?
I love you, Angie.
Detective Baez, you kind of scared me.
Going somewhere, Miss Ross?
A quick run. I always take one in the evening.
And you're a suspect in the death of a cop and a flight risk who had to surrender her passport.
My associate Sam is going to ask you some questions.
I'll cut right to the chase. Your son was starting fights in school. Kids teased him about him saying he was going to take a trip with his father. Problem? His father's dead. Your son's aware of this, correct?
Yes, he knows. It was a difficult time for Drake to accept his father's death. That's why we went to grief counseling.
The grief counselor Camille works at your son's school, right?
Yes, she referred me to an excellent doctor.
Your husband worked in the U.S. Army. What did he do?
He was a field officer in the Judge Advocate General's office, a field investigator.
Your son went missing a year ago, but prior to that, you took out a large life insurance policy. before that, you got an even bigger payout from your husband's death from the military. It's highly suspicious that your husband died under unusual circumstances and then your son's disappearance. Both cases, no body.
Is this where I'm supposed to implicate myself, detective? No, not a detective, or you would have introduced yourself that way. You just said Sam.
Very perceptive. I'm a private investigator.
We're done here, Sam.
Stay home, Amanda, until we get things settled.
What was your husband investigating before his death?
I would not know, Sam.
Funny you wouldn't know. He was investigating you. Sucked to have that over your head. Sorry. 4 questions. I knew once we left I had some serious explaining to do. Summers was itching for an arrest, and I was afraid bias wouldn't stop her.
So how'd you know she was doing an investigation by her husband?
It was in the boys' file. He told the teacher and the guidance counselor. Of course, they didn't believe him, so they made him go to psychiatric counseling.
So that's how you got this.
Listen, there's something more going on than just a boy's fantasy about him taking a trip with his dead father. I need you to run a background check on Camille Price.
I saw a picture of Amanda and her other session wives on her stand. They seem to take a lot of vacations together.
Our deal still stands?
We can handle it from here, Angela.
It still stands, right, Sam?
Yeah, of course. I'm just thinking about something.
About what?
So, Amanda lied. The school didn't refer to the psychiatrist. She referred to Dr. J. Mingle. I wonder if the J stands for Joseph.
Joseph? Who's Joseph?
Gotta pay closer attention to the details, Angie. What you got for me, Angie?
Background check came back on Camille Price. But there's something you should know. Mark Hogan was found murdered last night.
Going somewhere, Camille?
I'm sorry, this is private practice. I don't take walk-ins.
You served in the military, didn't you, Camille?
I'm calling the police.
I'm sure they'll be here momentarily. I'll just hang out.
Who are you? What do you want?
Name's Sam Beck. I'm a PI. You never answered my question, Dr. Price.
I served in the military. I was stationed at Tripler Medical.
With a Dr. J. Mingle, former major in the U.S. Army. Resigned his commission during a scandal. What happened, Doc?
Joseph was accused of inappropriate behavior with some clients.
More than inappropriate. He slept with the wives of several soldiers who all died in a helicopter crash over the Pacific Ocean. Exactly 1 week later, a series of banks got knocked out. Coincidence, ain't it?
I'm not going to ask you to leave again.
Okay, I'll leave. No worries. I got a hunch. Your band of mothers is somehow involved in these robberies.
And that's how I ended up here.
Thank you, Mr. Beck. It was nice to assist you in getting that off your chest. I must say that you have a talent for storytelling that's somewhat wasted on you being a PI.
You never did have an affair with those women, did you?
No, Sam. Camille and I have been happily married for years. It was just a ruse to get out of the service quickly.
find the chapter that went down with all the cash. You didn't have to explain yourself to anyone.
Very perceptive.
Your husband was investigating you.
Yes, and apparently he still is.
It was you. You're the one that hired me to take the case, to flush out Vincent.
And it worked wonderfully. You followed the clues that led you and him to us.
And you killed Detective Patterson. Because he knew too much and there was only one other person that knew what you were up to.
Vincent killed Patterson.
I don't believe it.
Tough.
Do not feel bad for what happened, Mr. Beck. I counseled those women for years dealing with their husbands' deployments, abuse, and infidelities. Those men robbing that bank intended to abandon the women who supported them. They planned to fake their deaths and then get that money years later. Drake unfortunately overheard our conversation, so he had to be removed. Rest assured he's fine. All I did was arrange for some payback. Enclosed is your retainer. Regards.
You're not locking our doors around here anymore?
Would you come to Globe?
As much as I would love to, Angela here has some other ideas.
What's good, Angie?
I have a kiss for you.